Hi there, Rachel Bradley here, licensed principal Oregon real estate broker. Today I wanted to give a kind of a quick market update for the Portland metro area. We are heading towards the end of April 2026 right now, and let's just jump in and go over some of the numbers. So the first thing I want to look at is inventory in months. We can see that we are sitting at about 3 months of inventory right now for the month of March. Remember, we have a lag time. We won't know April's numbers until May. So in the month of March, we are sitting at 3 months of inventory. One good sign I could see in January, we hit 4.3 months, February 3.6 months, and now in March, we have 3 months of inventory. So that was the first time that we hit 4 months in several years back in January. So again, in March, we're at 3 months of inventory right now. Another thing that I really like to look at is the residential trend. So let's take a look at that. You'll see here that if we compare March 2026 to February 2026, we can see that our new listings are up. Pending sales and closed sales are also up 27%. This is why we saw that inventory drop down from the 4 months to the 3 months. We can also see that the average sales price increased a little bit, and so did the median sales price. Inventory dipped down, which we would expect to see because of that increase in pending and closed sales. And market time also dipped down a bit by 12 days because of that, again, those pending and closed sales. Another graph that I like to look at is the average total market time. Again, we can see here that we have had an increase in market time. We were at about 90 days. The good news is from February to March, that dropped. And remember, we saw that negative 12 days there. So we did dip down in average days on market from February to March. So it'll be interesting to see what the March to April looks like when we're talking about average total market time. Now, we can see this curve here in this graph, and that follows the seasonality. Average days on market typically decreases during our busy spring buying season, and then it increases as we move into winter, the typical slower months. The next graph that we will look at is pending sales. And as you can see here, the pending sales have increased. So our pending sales are looking pretty good right now from compared to the last couple years. So pending sales are increasing. This is a good sign in my mind. The next graph that we're going to look at is closed sales. Again, closed sales from February to March took quite a jump there. I feel like the spring buying season is in full effect and has started. So closed sales have increased. They are also up from where they were last year, which again, I think this is a good sign for the Portland metro housing market. Now, one thing that I did want to point out is that we do have homes that are taking price reductions. So let's take a look at this graph here. This is the number of homes with price reductions in the Portland, Vancouver, Hillsborough area. So we can see that there is a national trend here of homes with price reductions. We have been pretty in line with that national trend if you look through June to October 2025. But now in March 2026, we are still seeing price reductions, but we have fallen a little bit below the national average. So in my mind, that's good news. Also, to take into account, certain markets are getting hit harder than others. So, but our market, we are seeing price reductions. The sellers do need to be careful. Do not overprice your home. Really look at the comps just from the last 6 months. If you can find good comps for your property, the last year, the better. The closer you can get to that timeline of your house, the better that those comps are going to be. So be careful with not overpricing your home. The last chart that we're going to look at is mortgage rates. Now, I know that mortgage rates are a huge topic of conversation. We had dipped below, just barely below that 6%. Now mortgage rates have gone back up. I think we're at about 6.4, 6.3 today. This conflict with Iran is not helping in regards to mortgage rates, and the oil prices increasing, and the mortgage rates increased as well. We do have a new Fed chair coming in May, so it'll be interesting to see if that can help get our mortgage rates down a little bit. And the sooner that this conflict in Iran can get resolved, obviously, the better for everyone and the better for hopefully our mortgage rates as well. So that's just kind of a quick overview of the market today. Again, we're at the end of April 2026. If you are considering buying or selling a home this year, as always, give me a call. Always happy to help, and happy house hunting.